comfortable for Josh Kelly in the end, beating Gabriel Corzo. A couple of judges' scorecard had it a complete shutout, as did many ringside as well. Josh defends his WBO International 154-pound strap. And I guess the question is, what next? Do we go straight for world honours? Do we look for someone domestically as well to have those special fights? Josh Kelly joins us now with Cali Sowland. Obviously, his trainer Adam Booth as well. Barry Jones with us. Josh, well done. Congratulations. I know you're your harshest critic. How do you trade that?
I was very negative. I thought, to be honest, I wanted to make a statement, get him out. He's certain to his right constantly, and I think the second round I pushed that right middle finger there a little bit, so constantly walking that way, and I couldn't let that go properly, all the right uppercut. And then every time I was going to the body, he was ducking down on his head, so then I ended up getting cut and opened some cuts on my face. So it was a bit of a frustrating one to try, and I landed some nice body shots, but at the end of the day, a negative opponent who obviously felt the size and certain to the right, my right hand was gone, and he's putting his head down, trying to get the left hook at the body. It's just one of them things, but I just went back to what I do best in the last couple of rounds and just try to entertain the fans, because I knew I weren't getting them out there after a while with his post stand and getting cut face, so saved myself for bigger and better opportunities. And I just tried to put a little show on in the end there, just done a little dance for the Mac and Mover, for the Sunderland and the North East. So, and thank for everyone for coming out. A bigger and better night's coming to the North East very soon.
They certainly are. Was he a bit tougher than you expected? You really did sit on those lefts to the body. He seemed to soak those up.
He was game, mate. He's had since forever to prepare for this fight. I've had a cut, but I had to take time out of sparring and stuff. So another 12 rounds in the bank, we keep it moving, and he's in here by the support here. The Sunderland fans are in the house, and obviously we've got all the North East fans in the house as well, and we come together when these nights are on, so big up the North East. You've done yourselves proud again. I'm buzzing to be putting them on the map.
Before I ask Calla what next, right? That's Calla's job to find you what next. Obviously the team will come together. Who do you want next?
I want big fights, bro. I want big fights. As you've seen, when Troy Williamson rises in that cusp, I beat him, and all respect to Troy, he's a proper fighter. That guy didn't come to fight tonight. If people come to fight, I step it up a level and they walk into my shots and they feel them. So I want them names. I want the Eubanks, the Benns. I want them names there. I want all them ones there, bro. Come on. I'll be ranked number 1 in the world now, so I'm coming. Kelly's coming.
Let's ask the question, Calla. You heard it. He wants the big names, but he wants Eubank. He wants CONOR BENN. There are others as well. Kell Brook's been mentioned. Obviously, very highly ranked for the WBO, so we can go a world title shot. What can you do next, Calla?
Well, I think first of all, let's look at tonight. That was the number 9 in the world. We mustn't forget that. So the negativity, Josh is sometimes too much of a perfectionist. There's loads of reels in there tonight. The backwards, the forwards, the sharpness, incredible reactions. This man's going to be a world champion, no doubt about it. The question is, what's next? We'll see. We've just beaten the number 9 in the world. He's number 2 in the world. We're going to push for that number 1 position, the world title shot. And hey, there's a lot of names out there right now, some of them looking for fights. And, you know, I've spoken to Adam previously. They want the big fights. They want them in the autumn. And this sets up just nicely. Lets me do my work nicely in the next weeks and months, and it's going to be a big end of year, hopefully back here in the North East.
Well, speak to the coach, who else? But Adam, so it was a good performance. Again, different style to Troy Williamson, but he had to come forward this time. So that's a learning fight for him again. But how close is he, in your perspective, for letting him off the leash, letting him go for it?
Oh no, I'll let him off the leash tomorrow. That was a guy that didn't want to give anything. Josh had to force the action. You could see the fellow was hiding in his shell. He was tough and he was dirty. He may not have been a puncher. He wasn't dangerous with his hands, but held dangerous with his head. And as soon as he started getting the cuts and he hurt his hand, it became game management. So to do 12 rounds like that, having to force the action, and he's loading up better on his shots, it's a fight that's going to stand him in good stead. Like some of these guys, they come over and they might not win titles, but they're tougher than world champions because they're used to soaking up shots like that. And with his head, like he was getting away with a lot with the head, with the elbow and everything. And I thought Josh stayed really composed with the cuts, didn't panic, game management, put on a little show at the end. But it's time now for him to show the level that he's at and actually put him in somewhere, put him in with someone that's got a name, that wants to win, that will throw their hands, and then you'll see the best of him.
Adam, when you say that, is it then, if a world title opportunity does come, Do you go for that now with Josh, or do you prefer those big domestic showdowns?
Everyone loves a big domestic showdown, right? And he's a professional fighter, he's a prize fighter, and there's a commercial element to it. His career will end up with a world title, but at the moment, have any of these big domestic fights got world titles? If not, it doesn't matter. Let's make the fights, because they're the fights that the British public want to see. He's young, he's fresh, he's got plenty of time. Calla, make the big fights. I know what he'll do. I genuinely know what Josh will do.
You know I love a domestic blockbuster, so you know where I'm looking. I mean, it all depends on what happens now with the rankings, with the belts, with Charlo's situation, either or. I'll be looking at both.
Josh, final word from you then. Of those big domestic names, and there are a few that can come down from 160. I know you wouldn't mind going up to 160 to have a dance with someone. Give me one name. What's the one name you would like to have back here, September, October? Who do you want to fight?
They're all too nice. Welcome them all back, bro. I welcome them all with open arms. They're all too nice. Anybody who fancies out them names, they know where my number is. Now I've got a little bit of healing to do. Make it at the right time, right place. I'm there, baby. You know that. I'm the one that steps up. You know that, bro. I take the dangerous fights. One last thing. Listen, shout out to all the supporters here. Turned out in massive amounts. Shout out to Manjaro's, the sponsor on the shorts here. My beautiful wife who puts up with us day in, day out. We've got them kids to see. My mum, my dad, my family, my coach. Everyone in support, you know you are. Come on, bro.
Well done, Josh. Congratulations. Well done to the team as well. Look, before we go, remember the Problem Child kicks off a massive August right here on DAZN.
This is it. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, live only on DAZN pay-per-view, August 5th. A legend of the MMA game, ready for war against a global superstar. Set to bring the pain, to silence the haters, and leave one victorious. Like it or not, this is the most explosive fight of the year. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. Ready for war. August 5th, live only on DAZN pay-per-view.
Big fight, isn't it? Coming up August 5th, live on DAZN. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. Should be an absolutely fantastic fight, that one. I'll be out there for that one as well. Make sure you stay locked in for DAZN. Big nights and the big fights.